this is Michael Lauren. The Michael Lauren All-Stars were created, I guess, initially about 12 years ago. I wanted to play with musicians who I was friendly with, but also had a good concept of American-style jazz. Initially, the band played in Porto, and then as time went on, I realized it was important to do an album and to get a more consistent base of supporting musicians. The members of the Michael Lauren All-Stars are Carlos Barretto on bass, Nuno Ferreira guitar, Hugo Alves trumpet, José Menezes saxophone, Jeffery Davis vibrafone, and Diogo Vida piano. We are, of course, a septet. Although over the years there have been other musicians who I've been able to call to play when the core players were not available. To me, it's really important to have, when you play with really top-level musicians, and these are the best, some of the best players in Portugal, sometimes they're not available, so you always need subs, and you need other musicians who are interested in playing this style of music. We are a hard-swinging, American-modeled, hard bop group, musically. Standards, but they're in the hard-swinging tradition. Although when I decided to do this record, I wanted to keep that attitude of late 50s, early 60s. And I wanted a record that would showcase the high level of compositional skills that is available in Portugal. And of course, the artists that I'm working with, all are writers in their own right, and excellent ones. So I gave them some parameters of what I was looking to do, and I asked if they wanted to come up with a composition, then we would include it on the record. And luckily they came up with some great music. It's not all swinging, but the majority of it is. But I was basically, I'm looking to play accessible, swinging New York style jazz. Jazz itself, in both the way you play the melodies and the feeling of the melodies, and of course the improvisation, should change from night to night. It should be spontaneous within certain, of course, parameters. And for myself as the drummer, I feel different about music tempos on each night that I play. And if something is maybe swinging harder, maybe sometimes I will play with more of a Latin feel. It's really how I feel at that moment, and what will push the soloist, and also what I think is exciting for myself and exciting for the audience to listen to. I believe that versatility in music is an important aspect. I've played lots and lots of kind of music, and I try to bring that into every concert that I play. I'm always searching for a new way to express a tune that maybe I have played thousands and thousands of times. people ask me, I mean, you are a very strong drummer. I don't know any other way to play play drums. Growing up in New York as an American drummer, the drummers that excited me and seemed like only the successful drummers were drummers who played dynamically, which means you can play loud and also played soft. I don't think that if you only play loud is an answer, except in certain types of music. The music that we happen to be playing in the All-Stars needs a dynamic range, and of course you need musicians who can hang with you and that you can support, who can play in their own right. You got to give them space. You must support them, but at the same time they got to be aware that you're going to push them, and sometimes the volume comes up. They got to respond, because the last thing you want to do is bury any musician in volume. You want to pick your holes, pick your moments to develop on a dynamic level the improvisation and the song itself. That to me is music. Music without dynamics, for me, is very, very boring. Playing the Hot Club has always been great from day one when I first arrived in Portugal. It's a special club. Of course, it moved to a different venue, but the atmosphere, the energy, the vibe went from club to club. So for me, I really enjoy playing here. I'm comfortable here. It's a great space. I was looking forward to playing 3 nights, because generally you don't play 3 nights in a row in any club in Portugal. I came up playing 2 weeks in the same club, or 1 month in the same club, and that's how you get a band to understand the room. That's how you understand what the parameters are possible. You make progress, and you play the tunes fresh every night, but at the same time you still have an awareness of the good things that happened the night before, and make sure that you edit out the bad things that happened the night before. So the Hot Club for me is both an honor and a privilege to play, and anytime, either as a sideman or as a leader, it's always a joy, and playing 3 nights is special for me, that's for sure, and special for my band. Once Upon a Time in America is Once Upon a Time in Portugal is that's funny. Once Upon a Time in Portugal is our first record as a unit, and of course it's been about it'll be on 2 years coming in September, so it's time to make a new record. I want to continue with this atmosphere of hard bop, but I want to expand it, be a little more versatile. I want it to be a little more funky, maybe, quote, contemporary jazz, maybe add a vocal to it, at least on a tune. So I want to have a little bit more versatility, but I don't want to lose what is important to me, which is keep the music swinging. To lose the swing of jazz, to me, it will be criminal, because for me, American jazz is about swinging. And I'm looking forward to doing the new record. Hopefully, the plan is to have it released in the first of the year. The name is still undecided. We're gathering material now. We did some tonight, which was, and the last 2 nights we've done some of the new material. And I'm looking forward to putting out another record and to see how it's received. I will say that we are playing at the Festa do Avant on September the 2nd. It's a Saturday. We're in the Palco first of May, Mayo, at 16:30. If you can make it down, it'd be great. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be working with great Portuguese musicians, and it's really so important to promote the level of Portuguese jazz. And I've always said it, and I'll say it again, is I want to see Portugal as the jazz capital of Europe one day. The Michael Lauren All-Stars. Carlos Barretto. Jeffery Davis. Nuno Ferreira. José Menezes. Diogo Vida. Hugo Alves, and yours truly, Michael Lauren. Muito obrigado.